Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about cosmic awareness, cosmic consciousness in the 12th house. If you're a 12th houser like me, or even just, I would even say Aquarian energy, people who are really big, just representations of Aquarius, this video is also for you. And if you're not a 12th houser or an Aquarius, then this video is for you anyway. So let's get into a little bit about the 12th house first. So the 12th house is the house of multidimensionalities, portals, gates and doorways, the cosmic womb, the unseen slash hidden, and the subconscious. So one of the really interesting things about the 12th house being the house of the unseen or the hidden is that it's a little bit different from like Scorpio, right? Because Scorpio, or specifically the 8th house, is about like secrets, but the 12th house is very specifically about things that are hidden, whether they are hidden to your conscious mind, or because of other factors. So there's a lot of reasons, we can get into a lot of our own personal debates as to why cosmic consciousness is not something, or cosmic awareness is not something that is celebrated and popular and known and respected. But regardless, we all know that it's not really like it's not on a common basis to where we can just go around talking about like cosmic awareness for the most part. So now let's get into Aquarius. So Aquarius is about, well, it's ruled by Uranus, okay? And Uranus is the planet of insight and of realization, very like flashes of insight and very like spontaneous realization. I kind of attribute the Tower card in Tarot to Uranus. Uranus also is about psychic ability, as well as like so many other things. And I also think that Uranus is really big on consciousness. It's one of the planets that I believe is like the birth of consciousness. So if we're thinking about cosmic awareness and cosmic consciousness, then we have to talk about Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer, and Aquarius kind of is the protector of Pisces, which a lot of people do attribute the 12th house to Pisces. And if you think about Aquarius kind of being that container that protects Pisces, then if we're thinking about the cosmos being Aquarius, like I think the cosmos and cosmic awareness and all that stuff is very Aquarian. So we're thinking about that being the vase, right? And then we're pouring the contents of that vase, which the contents of the vase, because Pisces is the most mutable sign of all the mutable signs. I mean, hello, it's a water sign, okay? And Pisces is going to form itself around whatever it's in. So if we're talking about the cosmos, then we're talking about the water within the cosmos, which we are now pouring out. We have this awareness of the cosmos, okay? And this could just be my Aquarius in the 12th house talking. I also have Uranus conjunct Mercury in the 12th house in Aquarius. So I'm very just kind of like always thinking about these things, and I feel like I'm an ambassador of cosmic awareness, if I'm being honest. So I just kind of like see it, I kind of contribute it in that way as to my personal chart, but just in general, a lot of Aquariuses that I know are very advanced when it comes to their awareness, when it comes to relations and connections, because they kind of already understand the bigger picture and the how things relate to each other. It may not be like a concrete type of understanding. It's just like an internal understanding of these things. The same thing goes for a lot of the Pisces that I know. A lot of the Pisces that I know are very in tune with people's emotions, very in tune to empathy and compassion and whatnot. And I don't know too many 12 housers, but the 12 housers that I have met are very much to themselves. Now, obviously, it depends on like what's in the 12th house and stuff like that, but for the most part, very much like to themselves. Private people have very interesting private lives. And if you're a part of their private life and they let you in on some of their subconscious knowings and stuff like that, it can get very out there. And it's for a reason, you know, like I said, the 12th house has to do with multidimensionality and portals and doorways, right? And so if we're thinking about this world in general, let's just think about Earth really quick, okay? Earth has a lot of other worlds on top of it. I'm not saying that Venus is on Earth and Mars is on Earth, although if somebody was to say that, what I'm saying is that there are so many worlds on Earth. So it's not just this plane, particularly where I'm in this form. There's other worlds where we're in other forms, and it's all Earth. Does that make sense? It's different dimensions. So that's just one understanding, okay? Now we also have other planets like outside, right? Outside of Earth. And those planets have other worlds within them as well. So let me use an example really quick. So you know how people talk about like the fairy kingdom? The fairy kingdom exists here. You have to, I don't want to say you have to, but there's a certain access that you have to have. And I'm not talking about 8th house access, okay? I'm not talking about that. It's an access of awareness, okay? There's a certain ability to access these particular worlds based on consciousness. And a lot of the times when we go to sleep, not only are we experiencing the different realms and realities on Earth, but we're also experiencing different realms and realities on other planets. So that's what I meant to say. Oh my gosh, just the perfect word, realms. Oh my gosh, yes, that's the perfect word. So immediately I started thinking about the Chronicles of Narnia. So remember how in the Chronicles of Narnia, they went through the wardrobe? That was another realm, but that's still Earth. Okay, so catch my drift. Now, I can't think of another. Okay, perfect example. Now let's say like Star Wars, right? You know how they're literally going on different planets? Okay, let's say within Star Wars, they were on one planet and they went through a wardrobe and they were still on that planet. And then they went to another planet, went through a wardrobe and was just in another realm within that planet. That's what I'm talking about, okay? And this type of information of cosmic awareness and cosmic understanding is very normal to a lot of people. I'm sure if you clicked on this video, this might be very normal to you. If you're like a lucid dreamer, you astral travel, or just in general, you don't even have to do those things to know deep within, or just in general, that this is reality. And when I was a child, I always knew that these things just were. Even if I just quite couldn't put my finger on it, I just always knew. It just makes so much sense to me. So this information is going to become more aware as time progresses. I'm really interested to see if Pluto in Aquarius is going to get the ball rolling. This is a very internal process, remember, because you're talking about conscious understanding. So it's a very internal process. And I know that a lot of people are waiting for people to disclose it for them and to make it national news and stuff like that. But it doesn't change the fact that we all already have access to these other planes, these different realms and these different realities. You just got to tap in. It's not even about raising your vibration high or raising your vibration low. However, I do think that there are some realms that you do need to vibrate at a certain level to even be aware, to even be aware of them. So think about, first you have awareness and then you have the attunement to that awareness. So it's not just about being aware of something. You start to integrate once you become aware of it. You can't integrate if you don't know what you're, what you're kind of, what you're working with. Does that make sense? So even though, yes, there are places you do have to vibrate at a certain level, you're not going to know that. Okay, I just said that, but I'm trying to like kind of reframe the way that I'm talking about it so that it kind of like makes a little bit more sense. Okay, perfect example. If I want to go to the realm of the fairies, I have to be aware of, and not all fairies vibrate at the same level. That's another thing too. But if I want to go to the realm of the fairies, I have to understand, I have to be aware of what it means to be a fairy. Does that make sense? So if I don't even understand what it means to be a fairy, I'm not going to have access to that realm. So that's what I'm saying. It's not about vibrating high or vibrating low. And if you don't understand what I mean, please just like ask in the comments and I'll elaborate. Because I feel like the way that I'm saying it, it's like, because sometimes we feel like, okay, in order for us to access certain dimensions or whatever, we need to vibrate high. But I really don't think that that's what it is. I think it's an understanding. I think if it's not even on your radar, like just you as an individual, if it's not in your radar, you're not going to have access to that realm. It kind of reminds me of like heaven and hell, the conversation surrounding like, that. A lot of people feel like they've gone through a lot of hell in life based on the things that they've gone through, right? Their relationships have been hell. The opportunities that they've been given have been just shit. And just like in general, they feel like their life really has just been hell. Okay. Now you have another spectrum of a person who maybe does not experience life in that way, right? Because there's no concept of that. There's no awareness of that within this life that they're living right now. They're not going to experience that. Does that make sense? I really hope that's making sense. But let's just move on from that really quick. But yeah, there is going to be more understanding of cosmic awareness and cosmic consciousness. I don't know the dates of when that's going to happen. Like, is it going to happen when Pluto's in Aquarius this time around? Is it going to happen in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 50 years? I don't know. But what I do think is a lot of the people that are talking about cosmic consciousness, especially people who are very woo-woo, right? That's what they like to say. People who are very woo-woo are really just planting the seeds, if I'm being completely honest. I think that a lot of people are going to be completely mind-boggled when they learn how many worlds exist simultaneously with the one that we are currently, have so much attachment to or feel like it's the only one, right? You wouldn't believe what else is going on at the same time. So it's going to be, the average person is going to literally like lose their minds, but hopefully not. I hope not. I really hope that when this becomes common knowledge, that it is something that we can celebrate and that we can all honor and have fun with, amongst other things. So a question that I have, which I started to think about. So I started watching the last season of Stranger Things recently, like yesterday or something like that. And something that I found so interesting was that after everything that had happened in season 3, season 4 was everybody just kind of like living their regular lives, right? After they just found out that, there was an upside down and all this stuff, and it just kind of seemed like, oh, okay, back to going to school, back to da da da, and Lucas is over here trying to be popular and stuff like that. And so the question that I have is, what purpose does cosmic consciousness have today? In today's world, where 1 minute we find out that there are other worlds and stuff like that, and the next minute we have to go back to our daily routine, what purpose does it serve? Does it serve a purpose at all? And so it's a rhetorical question for anybody who wants to answer that. But for me, I think that it has to just do with expansion, and I think that it has to do with compassion and empathy, and just to be more well-rounded. I think that knowing about multi-dimensions, multi-worlds, and our identity within the cosmos has a lot to do with with expansion, and it serves a purpose that maybe I'm not even aware of right now. But again, I do believe that when we come forth and we are honest and we're open about the things that we have experienced, yes, a lot of people are called like so many names, so many derogatory names to stop others from revealing the magic and the expansiveness of reality. Right? The 12th house is also the house of asylums, literally, and prisons. So you got like heavy 12th house energy. You're like, let me not even, right? Let me not even. This is for my close friends. This is for, but it's just like we have to plant the seeds, because it's going to happen. It's going to be made known that we are cosmic beings, that we exist in so many different forms and stuff like that. And I think that Aquarians, you shouldn't be afraid to be honest and be open about the things that you know, Okay, I'm talking about straight up gnosis. I'm talking about you didn't read about this. Ain't nobody told you about this. Like, you straight up know because you've experienced. Okay, I'm not saying you gotta tattoo it on your forehead and, make a whole show, about it, but there's nothing wrong with pouring out the water, okay? And as Pluto goes into Aquarius, Saturn's about to go into Pisces, and just the way that the world is right now, like, a lot of people say that people need like cosmic understanding. But like I said, plant those seeds just by you being you. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to let people know, like, I've traveled to the fairy dimension, or there are a lot of people who know the ins and outs of the different worlds and that are really, really well versed and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to let people know, okay? Because let me tell you something. I feel like, and a lot of people say too, let's not get into what a lot of people say. Long story short, if you're a 12th houser, or you're an Aquarius, or you just resonate with this video in general, just always remember that you're a cosmic being. Always remember that you are multidimensional, and the thing that matters the most is really understanding your place within knowing that, because I would say for me, with Mercury conjunct Uranus, I always felt like just really different, because there was a lot of things that I really just didn't feel like mattered. I felt like a lot of other things mattered a lot more than what this society wanted me to care about. And it's not saying that both things can't matter. Like, there is a balancing act. But I definitely know that understanding more about cosmic consciousness and cosmic awareness helped me to appreciate my life a lot more. Like, oh my gosh, just at a different level. It just brings a different level of courage and of confidence in relation to the world, in relation to my interactions with others as well. Because I know shit. And it just is what it is, And nobody can take away personal experience. So I always say, like, a lot of people try to refute people's personal experiences and try to like invalidate people's personal experiences and stuff like that. But I'm a firm believer that nobody can invalidate another person's experience because it's something that they experienced. It is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I was watching a couple of my videos, my past videos, and I was like, okay, I said I was gonna come back with this video and that video, and I need to do part 2 of this, I need to do part 2 of that. That's gonna come, you know, as time, you know, divine timing, okay? I'm definitely still thinking and, you know, brainstorming a lot of the videos that I want to come back with and flesh out a little bit more, and also just bringing more cosmic awareness into my videos. I don't want to make this like a 12th house like account, but I'm probably gonna start doing a lot more 12th house videos in relation to cosmic understanding, different realities and stuff like that, because that's all I literally like to talk about. That's all I like to think about. Literally, that's all I like to do. I like to travel to other dimensions, and I like to talk about what I experience in these other places completely sober, because I know people love to ask, they're like, were you on drugs when you went to da-da-da, and you're talking about things and you must have had to taken something. And it's just like, you have no idea. You have no idea. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.